I think first I give my perspective internally at OPM, where we've absolutely gone through that, and I'm a personnel research psychologist. I work with a number of other personnel research psychologists, and it's a very specialized field, and all of a sudden you're asking them to do things that isn't their background, it's not their education and training, it's not what they signed up for, and so there's absolutely mixed reviews. Some people are like, this is great, I would never have gotten an opportunity to work on this before, and they're very gung-ho about it. Other people are like, okay, it's because I have the time to do it, I'm happy to assist, but this cannot continue past a certain point or I will revolt. And then of course there are the people who are like, no, I identify as a personnel research psychologist, you can't make me do anything other than that, and they just say no. But sometimes you just have to look at different personalities of course, but look at what they are willing to stretch. And maybe it's some innovation within the field of psychology that you haven't had time to research and look into and determine if it's really going anywhere. Let those folks that are a little more difficult to stretch do something like that. Whereas, asking some psychologists who the idea of marketing scares them, and they don't want to have anything to do with it, but they're willing, so why not?
I think that's where leadership comes in. I mean, you have to, that should be as a leader, that's where you should have that foundation already set. How can you, every day, every day is a blessing. You don't know if you're going to get to tomorrow. And so you have to really sit there and say, how can I stretch myself? How can I think beyond what I'm already, in fact, the first time since I've worked for the federal government, I heard somebody say, that's how we've always done it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh. I just didn't think that anybody even thought like that, and it's upon me as a leader to coach, mentor, and nurture and say, no, it's not how we think, so you got to build that culture.
And I think it's, every situation is like a little bit different. A lot of times we're not saying like you're a technical expert in one thing. We're not saying learn a completely different new technical specialty. It may be that maybe you're a technical expert, but you don't like to work with the customer, or you don't lead a team, or you don't lead, it'd be kind of enhancing some of those professional skills if you're already an expert in a, in a certain, software, field application, whatever.
And Dave Potts is on deck for a question, but I want to make sure Stan Barrett has a chance to make his announcement. Will you come on up, Stan?
Sure, I'm going to cede most of my time to Mark Samblene, but I did want everyone to know that we do have a couple of major events coming up that might be of interest to you. One of those is our category management conference on March 1st that Rachel is participating in as a planner. As a federal employee, you get 6 CLPs for participating in that event. So if that's something that you need, if it's something you're looking for. And with that being said, I'm going to cede my time to Mark Samblene, our website design, chief information officer, everything technical expert.
We want to make sure that we have time for discussion.
Mine's going to be very short because what I've been told is that during the next CLI meeting, if you don't have internet today, I can't show it to you.
Oh, I see.
So I just wanted this to be real brief. We put up in the last couple of weeks a new dashboard page. When you log into the website, you'll see the new dashboard page. 2 things I want to point out. There's flyers in the back that will help you guide you through it. But sign up for the digest and set up your profile. You'll start getting emails telling you what's going on in the COI. We'll tell you more later. Those are 2 things I want to get across. And if anyone has questions, just reach out to us.
Yes, definitely please enroll in our COI. Thank you. Great. Dave, what was your question?
Yeah, thank you. Just 2 very quick tactical questions for Patricia. You mentioned scholarship for service. Is that available to all mission critical applications or just cyber in particular?
It's mostly cyber.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And Wayne, quick question for you as well. With the 100 folks that you were able to bring on board for DHS, particularly around cyber, how did you determine where those folks were going their headquarters, or in other directorates or components? Was that determined ahead of time, or was it after the fact?
It was based upon their interviews, because we had the selected officials on site. So they made their selections as they reviewed the applications.
And
There were
cyber,
120.
yeah, and cyber is a high demand field, so you
Right.
have all the components who are clamoring for those individuals.
Right,
Was that something that, there was a